Developed by Machine Games, Arcane Studios, and published by Bethesda Softworks, Wolfenstein Youngblood is a spin-off of the Wolfenstein series. The story takes place 20 years after Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. BJ and his wife have raised their kids who are twins. Pretty much in their teens, they have been taught the skills of survival, which includes how to shoot, kill, and heal themselves if they were to get injured. All seems well, and they soon find out that their dad is suddenly missing. Missing not, but he has traveled to a Nazi-occupied country to meet up with the French. Soon enough, Jess and her sister are on the way to find him. This is pretty much a generic setup, but it works if you don't put too much thought into it. Right off the bat, the main screen is pretty standard for these types of games. There's Continue or New Game, Options. There's a save slot so you can erase a game. It holds up to 3. And credits. Next up, you have Play Game screen. You can host a game, which means you can play a single player game, but that's not it. You have to set your preference, or else you will have people jumping in and out of your game. You can set to whether anyone can join, friends only. You can make it private online, which means your friends can still see you, or can just make it offline and private. If you pick any option other than private offline, you will have the option to invite friends into your game. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. Just look at the screen. The other alternatives are Quick Match, which lets you jump into anyone's game and keep whatever progress is made. The other is Join Game, which lets you again see if any of your friends are online to join. It's pretty seamless and it's quick. Next, you get a choice between which sister you would like to play and start building your character. It's not deep or anything, but just standard gear setup. You pick between the color of your armor, your mask, your sidearm, your melee weapon, which is either a knife or a hatchet, a special, which is invincibility or some crushing move, and lastly, a high five move, which grants the other player armor or health. One thing I notice here is that you cannot back out of this screen once you start picking. I tried everything to do it. Hit the escape key, backspace key, space bar. I tried everything. It just didn't work. So just finish the loadout and then go to the save slot and then erase it. In the subsection of options, you can adjust the HUD, outlines, subtitles, and adjust the difficulty. The online option will let you adjust voice chat, push to talk, the region, which I couldn't get it to change. I don't know if I have to go offline, change it, and then come online, but I couldn't change it. And notifications, which that's probably from your friends trying to invite you to a game. Who knows? I haven't had any pop up. Anyway, that's pretty much from here. Now you're dropped on your first mission on a Zeppelin, and I have to say that this is a really cool experience here. Everything looks really well done. I can't complain on the graphics. It's up there with the best of them. Great lighting, textures, and shadows. All this using Vulkan, and sad to say, there's no DirectX anywhere to be found. On the plus side though, the game runs really smooth. I just wish the graphic options had more of an explanation when selecting. I would like to know how much video RAM is being used. Anyway, you can try to stealth your way through some of these missions, but I like to go in guns blazing. Like the game Rage 2, you get some satisfaction when killing the enemies using melee. At least I got some. Shooting is fun too, I just like the former. Is it me, or did anyone notice how large the enemies are? They look taller than the average in a first-person shooter. The enemies that I encountered are varied, and some are downright menacing until you've fought them a few times. The one I'm talking about is the guy with the power suit on, and he has like twin laser guns, and he has a jetpack on too. I usually just strafe around him, or using my double jump ability, leap over him onto something else. All in all, gameplay is tight, it's alright, and no complaints. In this Wolfenstein game, it seems as though they tried to stretch out the game by having you looking for every damn thing. Things to unlock like concept art, readables, floppy disks, cassette tapes, 3D glasses, UVK covers, which are essentially VHS tapes. All this to me is just busy work. Matter of fact, let's jump into some more menus. First up, we have the missions menu. This just lets you know what missions you have completed and some that you are currently trying to do. A description will be on the right side and is a handy feature that has an overview of the mission. Next is the character menu, which has a few subsections. You have an abilities tab, which lets you increase your health, move faster while crouching, and more. Another ability called muscle lets you upgrade your armors, dual wields, silent takedowns, and being able to carry bigger guns, which explains why I could not detach a turret in my gameplay. The power ability lets you upgrade your cloak and crush powers, which they in turn let you stay cloaked longer and be able to take out bigger enemies. There's also a category that is hidden, and it says this ability is a mystery. Moving to the appearance section, you can choose a bunch of skins for your power suit besides the ugly ones that you get at the start. This also goes for the helmet. The gameplay section lets you adjust your pep range or thumbs up actions. These in turn have other options to unlock, such as reviving from a distance to being invulnerable for 5 seconds. When you leave from there, there are 3 available boosters that boost ammo, armor, and health. The weapons menu lets you customize weapons like scopes, muzzles, the stock, and even more skins. The tutorial, I know, more skins. The tutorials menu lets you review what has already been shown to you while you were in game. Most of these got on my nerves and I didn't even read them while I was playing. When you first get to the base, you can walk around and talk to people. Most will have side missions for you to take and others are just standing around. Make sure after every mission that you refill your ammunition, as it is hard to find ammo while on a mission when you need it. And I mean, it's scarce. Enemies take a lot of bullets and there are a lot of them. The base is pretty well decked out with around 2.5 floors. There are barracks, the food supply area, weapons training, communications, a mission selection, and more. The only one that's actually useful is the map screen, because this is what you are used to choose your destination. I also found a room with music playing with a disco ball and all kinds of albums on display. I can dig this. It was cool. So was the music. I mean, I actually sat there and listened to it for a second.
You're killing it, man.
I also found an arcade game that lets you play the old Wolfenstein game. This is another nice touch that the game has added. Just like the Zeppelin, the Nazis sure know how to have a good time. They had a casino, a bar, a kitchen, and a dancing area. Overall, nice areas, but not all that useful other than just chilling out for what reasons. Some of your missions will have you going to the same location, but you will be doing different objectives. So to me, that's like padding. Also, if you die while on a mission, your ammo does not get replenished. Just keep that in mind. That's why I said refill your ammo when you make it back to base. Now for the performance. Resolution was set to 1920 by 1080, and unless mentioned, VSync will be off. Motion blur is set to adaptive, and anti-aliasing is set to TSSAA 8 times. The first preset, main libine, how do you say that?
Mein Leben.
The first preset, Mein Leben, caused the game to crash. So, of course, I had to start with the next one down. So, here are the results. So yeah, there it is. Temps pretty much stayed very close together for the CPU and GPU. And we got little increments of FPS boost while lowering the preset slider. The good thing about this is that there was hardly any visual performance issues that I noticed. Just smooth gameplay. By the way, all gameplay was running undervolted with CPU core and CPU cache at -115.2. Also, no matter how low you take it, like the last setting, it's still a great looking game. So those of you with Nitro 5, specifically 7th and 8th gens, play on medium to low preset or low with motion blur and anti-aliasing turned off. Over on Metacritic, the game is split between users and critics with a score of 76 and 2.8 at the time of this writing. And on Steam, it's a little better with almost a 50-50 score with the negative winning. I'm going to have to disagree with some of the negative reviews on this. You know, the game plays well. It's cheap, and it's in the Wolfenstein universe. It has guns, upgrades, it has a shallow story, okay? It has a shallow story. It has blood and eye candy. I mean, what more could you ask for besides the story? And I think I know. The main characters are just too much. The constant banter back and forth like they are just the baddest things that landed on the planet. The one-liners like they constantly spout out during combat are very cringe. I don't hunt animals, I hunt Nazis. I remember hearing that line and I was like, damn, these girls are killers, man. And they're in their teens, I bet. I'm gonna kill this Nazi commander. And are you alright, Jess? Yeah, I can see how that would get on your nerves. It just will. But what some people have to understand is that this is just a spin-off. Maybe they are trying something new, who knows? Sure, the super toxic girl power is a little much, but just go in with an open mind like it's a different game and hopefully you'll enjoy yourself just a little bit more. I was turned off by how they, meaning the sisters, were acting, and yeah, there are a lot of female leads in the game, but I don't care. I'm playing this game to enjoy myself, and when I'm taking care of the bad guys by shooting, sliding, and then turning the bad guy's gun on itself, it makes me feel invincible. Well, until I get knocked on my butt, but then I have to start over. Yeah, there are some spongy bad guys in the game, but is it not worth half the price of a retail game? Hell, some people got it for free and they're even complaining. That's insane. Now, I'm not taking up for the game because it does have microtransactions inside, in which I'm not a fan of that at all. And there is some grinding that has to be done to get unlocks, but in my opinion, you know, it's worth the asking price just to have something else to play. One more thing. For what's shown on the screen, it runs great, and I hate saying it, and it looks good, and it runs on machines that are not even top of the line. I know the game is not for everyone, so maybe some people may have to wait for the next main installment. Hopefully they'll get back on track. You can either do that, or you can play the 2 previous titles, which those are good too. And it'll probably give you what you want, instead of hearing 2 girls, you know, talk back and forth like they're just, you know, hip, the hipsters. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, if the video helped you, man, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you want to know what hardware I am using when I was playing this game, I have it listed in the description box, and they do have a newer version of the Nitro 5. You can pick it up at Best Buy. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Meanpooh out.
Gonna show that dog who's boss. Fuck yeah, Jess, you're slaying it. This Nazi's going down.
Génétique. Vous devez être avec la puissance,
Sending the Nazi commander on a train to hell!